Welcome back to the Tiny Room Hangar. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with the weekly news and review for September 1st, 2024, 2024. And looks like summer is winding down as September starts. My kids no longer have the free pass to Planet Fitness that ended, well, today, technically yesterday. And they just have to use a school gym. But there's a lot of cool stuff going on. There's a lot of news this week, whether it be Transformers and all this other stuff. Wondering about Super 7 and what the next Silverhawks wave is going to be? Well, we know. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not shocked at all. I am actually surprised about one thing. I will talk about this. Also, there's some more Batman's stuff going on. I've learned that pretty much all this stuff is just reissues of another company's work. If that's true, then, well, they actually still look pretty good. And not much going on the G.I. Joe side, Inu Tabby's picture here, but we will talk a little bit about some classified, even though there's not much news out there. A little bit of TMNT. I guess this thing's getting issued this week, or coming out this week. Haven't seen it yet. And then Conan the Barbarian. We have a couple of different things, and they literally are different than what we're seeing from the Conan. And really, there's no real Star Wars news, but I'm still going to talk about this and more coming up. What's new with Show Z? Well, there's a few new things going on. This is the Dr. Wu E43 Patrolman Prowl and Grasshopper Kickback set of two due to release in third quarter 2025, $1 down. These are the small sub-legend scale. We got the Craftsman Toy GJS02C Tactic Lord Razor Scatter Shots. And I've got some pictures, well, one picture coming up later about this set for the Craftsman Toys that makes me sort of want to get in on it. It's 5.31 inches tall, so definitely in the Legends scale. And $1 down, and it should be arriving unknown. And also for pre-order is the Mastermind Creations Ocular Max PS15E Shift Lane, the Green Swindle. If you're in on this, I told you I would let you know when this is up for pre-order if you're in on this. But do remember, Magic Square is doing their Masterpiece version of Bruticus also. Price is $115, and it's actually coming into stock now. So I almost don't know where to start with Masterpiece, but I'll start with what I missed last week. I completely missed this. I thought they were just putting out another color of the Magic Square Legends scale brawl, but it is going to be a Masterpiece scale, and they're going to do the whole thing, and some people already have their hands on it, so this should be coming pretty fast, actually. And with that, it seems to be like they do in the upscale. You get the ratchets in the joints, and this one is going to have some sort of a clear coat paint over it. Looks a bit more premium than the standard figures they put out. So there's a lot that they're going to do with it, and people say that have it in hand say it's even nicer looking than their painted Prime. So I look forward to seeing how this turns out. I'm excited for it. Plus, I'm building the Legends one right now. I'm only missing one component. I think it's Blast Off and the hips. I need the hips, but very excited for this. We've got Iron Trans putting out some more pictures of their Victory Leo. Now, this is a project that feels like it's been a long time since they've even discussed it. Now it looks like they're full go because there's more pictures, prototypes. This is actual prototype parts on the Star Saber to form the Victory Leo. I'm actually very excited. We saw like renders last week or the week before. Now we have the actual prototype on the figure. I'm excited for this. This is really good. Finally, it's moving along. Here it is with just kind of the figure itself. Now, all the rest of the stuff still looks like the pictures we saw last week, but pretty excited for the Iron Trans. I've got mine pre-ordered, and I'm definitely in on this. We are going to see more pictures of this toy show that happened this weekend, but I just want to show kind of the masterpiece segments here that we're seeing, and what we were seeing over here is the God Bomber. Now, I'm not really surprised that Takara is going to be making the God Bomber because it is sort of akin to the Powerhouse Optimus Prime with a God Jinrai that's there, but it's akin to it, but different than it, and it's, I had one, but I never even opened it. I had the vintage one, and I sold it to buy some other stuff, but with it, this is definitely going to get opened. I probably will pick one of these up, probably definitely pick one of these up. Still kind of curious about price and how all this goes, but pretty exciting stuff. The alt mode really wasn't featured, but they did kind of show a picture of the alt mode and how that's going to go. And I will touch more on some of this other stuff in these pictures when we get to the mainline section of the video. TFC Toys has updated their, basically, their Satan. I'm shocked that this Abominus project has taken so long. I personally thought it was done. I thought they stuck a fork in this thing. It was done 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm guessing it's not. So here we are getting the next one. It's amazing that it's not done yet. Anyway, it still looks really good. It's back in the day, they were like the 15-inch scale, sort of like that. I think that's what this one's going to fall into. So really, it's relevant to those who have that scale of collection, but is it really relevant now with combiners? Well, there's not really many Abominus options out there, but this is the robot forms, and yeah, I mean, it does look a bit on the dated, but still, this picture looks pretty cool. And those of you who have been working on this set are going to be really happy, but I really think the combined mode's where it wins, and it's another one of those things that I'm pretty sure we'll see upgrade kits, make it a little bit taller, stuff like that. It would be nice if they would come along and offer like an upgrade kit alongside, but it's been so long to get this to stand next to your 21 inchers. I mean, that would be awesome if there was an upgrade kit you could buy, maybe $100, and just make the legs longer. And maybe, I don't know, I mean, seriously, I'd just be happy if the legs were longer, and if you could get it tall enough. But anyhow, it looks really cool, and I'm happy for those of you who are finally going to get to finish the set. Although this isn't Masterpiece, I'm still trying to get everything that sort of falls sort of in line with Masterpiece, the Masterpiece segment, and this is the MDLX with the Mini Deluxe Shattered Glass Rodimus Unicronus, which looks really cool. The thing about this is that I might actually pick this up because of the fact we don't see very many repaints of this character. In fact, I don't even remember Takara doing it with their Masterpiece. They may have. I do remember Hasbro doing it with the Leader Class 1, like, I don't know, 5 different series ago. But looks pretty cool. This is the kind of stuff that tempts me. The stuff that you're not going to get made very often. And it's not transforming. MDLX, it's priced sort of reasonably well. It's probably right around the $100 mark, but it is a pretty cool looking figure. And if you didn't pick up the Rodimus, but you still want to pick this up, it still looks cool. Does this classify as Masterpiece? Is it big enough? It's the Lewin Resources. Now they're calling themselves W Resources, their Metroplex project. I want to hand it to them that they are still following through with this. This isn't something that was like, hey, look what we did. Look what we like to do. We'd like to make one of these that looks really good, but we don't. I mean, it's not like that. You know, no toy like that. But this is coming along. It is stylized. It does kind of resemble the Generations one that Hasbro made in the Titan class more than a G1. I would rather go Super G1. But they do what they do for the reason that they do it, and it is what it is. Pretty impressive, though, that they get it. Now, this is an adult male hands on this thing, so you can see how big it is. And it's big. It is massive. And it's going to carry a pretty big price point. I've heard rumors, so anywhere between $1,000 and $1,500. I have no idea where the price will fall. X-Transbots. I think they dominated last week, but this week they're still trucking along. And they're coming out with pictures of their Ratchet, and, well, I'm going to say some stuff that's probably going to make people a little bit unhappy with what I say, but we'll stick with the positive. There's the accessories. They look cool. Everything looks pretty good on this. I like X-Transbots. I like what they do, and I'm glad that they're making these. I'm glad they're making an improvement. We need this. We need this improved, definitely. And I will say that this is a massive improvement from what Takara has done, and there are some cool things that they've done with this figure. But at the end of the day, I think what's going to happen with this is that people like myself and a lot of other people are going to definitely upgrade. This looks way more like I would want on my shelf than Takara. And I never really liked the Takara one, ever. I just bought it because that's all there was. I technically waited for the KO, and I got the KO, and it was only like $40, and I could handle the $40. This thing's going to be like 130 or something, and it's good. I do feel like Fans Toys, from what they've shown with the renders and bot blocking, is cleaner. I also feel like Fans Toys is 2027, so I mean, I don't know when that's going to come out. I feel like we'll have this within a year. And so there's the pluses and minuses. I am 100% in on this, but I kind of feel like three years from now or something like that, that we might see the Fans Toys one, and it might be a little bit better. But I don't care. I still like it. All right, so we got some pictures this week of the YOLO Park AMK Series 1 Cogless Orion Pax D. Okay, this is the Bumblebee. And so it looks like there's a couple of other pictures out there for this. But I think that these figures look great. I don't know if I'm going to be in on them yet or not. It's so tempting, though, because some of these look so good. But I am 100% in on the G1 stuff, and these look good too. But I might check one out. I might get one, pick out of all of them. I actually think I might get the Elite one, but really cool looking figures, and I think they do a great job with everything they've done so far. So here's something I really haven't been paying attention to, but this is the Way Studios Transformers 1, Optimus Prime, and Megatron statues, but they say there is some level of articulation to them, so that's pretty cool. I'm okay with some statues with a little bit of articulation, aka Super 7. I'm not gonna lie, I'm okay with it. If these have a little bit of articulation but stand there and look good, that's pretty cool. So that's interesting. I don't have any pricing on it. I don't have any availability time frames just yet, but it does say that they are going to be movable statues with limited articulation, and will be interesting to see how these look. It'd be interesting to get a review of one of these pretty soon. Alright, so the biggest news in Legends. It's always funny to get big news in the Little Legends category, but the New Age H70 Oddball is just out of the blue, just revealed. Just there it is. And I got this gut feeling it's coming fast. And I got a gut feeling they did it because the MPH Studios putting theirs out, and to be honest, the New Age one is probably going to crush the MPH Studio one. I feel like they have more resources. They put out more product. They know what they're doing. They have a better relationship with the factory, whatever. Seriously, that's just the way I feel, and it looks good. Although it looks a whole lot like the MPH Studio one. It really does. There's a lot of similarities to it. I'll pick up both, though, because it'll be kind of fun to check them both out. But I've already jumped over to Show Z and pre-ordered this, put my $1 down on it and all that. And it should be in pretty soon. It just feels like something that you'll be seeing shipping cases soon, and we'll see these reviews on it pretty soon. And yeah, it looks good. Robot Toys is currently the only company right now putting out Legends scale versions of Beast Wars. Other companies have done it in the past and either have projects they put on hold or whatever. They're doing it now, and that's what's important. And the fact that I kind of pass on a lot of the old ones, I'm in on everything that they make, and they're a little bit stylized. They look really cool. This looks very close to the Beast Wars source material, though, and their Cheetor, which could get reworked into a couple of other ones, looks really good overall, and I'm pretty impressed with it. The back, how they handle the legs on the back is a little weird, but from the front, it's looking pretty darn good. They also got some. It's a Scorponok, and this is a teaser, and it's the RTD01 Lord Venatagon. It's hard to read with all this stuff over, but still looks really cool, and I'd be in on this one too. Here's a picture of the Craftsman. This is going to be their Computron, the only company making a Computron for Legends scale, and technically the only company currently working on a Computron at all. I mean, I don't even know if Hasbro's working on one. And it's one of those things, I haven't pre-ordered any of these yet, but this picture I think is going to push me over the edge. Just seeing it with even semi-color to it, this thing's going to be awesome. It looks really good. And before in the grayscale and just kind of, I was on the fence, but I think this is pushing me over the edge. Definitely going to go in on it. What do you think? Does this picture make you want to get this Computron for your Legends collection? All right, got pictures of the Tokyo Toy Show, and what I want to say, first off, I always keep getting it mixed up. Is it did I say the wrong toy show when I don't have the information directly in front of me? So Tokyo Toy Show just happened. Some cool stuff going on right here. A lot of this stuff we've already seen, which is, well, it's not a big deal. They're just promoting the product that's coming out, and that's fine. Now we get to see this is sort of the Optimus Prime right there at the top center stage. There is sort of the missing link that's made for $25 instead of 70, and it's shorter, it's smaller. People are so excited about this; it's sold out everywhere that I know of. So it's pretty cool. Then the Soundwave, again, the third time they put the Netflix Soundwave out, but it's still a good set at $55. No problem there. Down below we've got the Takara version of the Leo Prime. This is a dramatic capture series, so that if you didn't buy the ARC and you just want to get Teletran 1, you can get the Teletran 1 that transforms. And probably the last ditch effort to make a little money off of that Earthrise, now that you have Commander Class Prime coming out, which it's kind of crazy. Everyone's loving the Commander Class Prime, but I guess I'll keep my mouth shut on that one. But yeah, this is still a pretty cool set. We have some missing link here, and I'm gonna say that I'm happy for this coming out, but this isn't, in my opinion, where I want to see missing link go with mini bots and all that. That's not really where I want to see it. I want to see it with Megatron. I want to see it with Soundwave. I want to see it with some of these characters that, although Soundwave was really good back in the vintage era, there's things that they could do to make it better in the modern. But I don't know. I'm not excited about mini bots for $30 or $40, depending on where you get it. Cliff Jumper. They still look good in the updated articulation, but if you really were in this game for a while, then you know that Impossible Toys already did this. They did that. They've been there. They've done that. They bought the T-shirt. Now you're paying the price for them to do it all over again here. But anyway, I bought those for $5 on clearance, which is why it's kind of like, are we doing these? Here's another picture of the Optimus Prime, the Volvo VNR, and some cool stuff that we've already seen. And is this a 1 Prime? Is this 1? No, it's 4 Primes. 1 Primes? Okay. I don't know how far down the rabbit hole I can go with that, trying to be a joke, but it's fun seeing all this stuff. I probably won't buy any of it, but I still like looking at it. Then we've got this here. This is the Bump of Chicken Bass. It's all about that bass. Anyway, I saw this and I really was thinking of what Hasbro did with the Star Wars figures, the Darth Vaders and all those, and Luke Skywalker, and where they were pumping them out, and a Boba Fett and a few others, and call them prototype figures with different colors. That's what I thought this was, but this is evidently something completely different. This is not injection molding with whatever colors you have laying around to make a prototype. This is Bump of Chicken, and I seriously don't understand it, but it still looks interesting. Something else we saw this week that I guess I should have put in maybe Legends, maybe Third Party, maybe Masterpiece. I don't even know. But these are some little bitty figures. This is the Warriors Workshop WWS01 Scientist Couple. And it's Carly and, is it Spike? It's not Daniel, it's Spike, right? But still pretty cool that we're going to get these, and they don't paint the eyes. But they're small figures. I think I pre-ordered mine in February of 2021, and I think that I'm only going to be charged $17 when they come out. I pre-ordered them in 2021, and they're just little figures that are like additional accessories tossed into other figures in the past. I'm not sure why it's taken them so long to get these out, but it looks like there's some movement with the project, so that's kind of good. So I guess we're going to go down a rabbit hole of some crossovers, and I should have tried to watch some sort of video about this, but I did not. And so with that, we are going to see a bunch of crossovers coming. So we're going to see Transformers, Zoids, Diaclone crossing over. And what that's going to look like is still very unclear. So without having too much concrete stuff, we have this going on here. Shield D Prime. And I take it this is the Diaclone one, but it's also Zoids at the same time. So there you go. It's interesting. We've got Godzilla stuff that's going to be happening and crossing over. And I feel like they're going to throw a whole lot of crossovers at the wall and see what sticks. I think they did better with like Knight Rider and that kind of stuff. But then again, I don't know. This might be the hot new trend that's going forward. Optimus Prime Type MFS3 Curio. And then Megatron Type Godzilla. And that's really on a Grimlock body, but whatever. I guess. I mean, am I right? Am I wrong? That's Grimlock, right? And they still haven't put pre-orders up that I've seen for the Studio Series standard Grimlock again. But then we have whatever this is going to be, some Macross, but I don't remember the specific character. And then we have Monster Hunter 20th Anniversary crossing over with Transformers pretty soon, which there's so much that can be done with that. That's interesting too. Zoids and the Amazing Spider-Man crossing over. Just what's gonna stick to the wall here? This this synergy, right? Spider Zoid Spider-Man special, and not sure how this is gonna work out. But hey, you can always repaint it, so that's one good thing about Spider-Man. You get some repaints out of it, and makes it worth time. The Monster Hunter Zoids coming soon. So there's a lot of stuff they're going to be doing, and some of it might be fun. But there's a lot more news than just Transformers. I can hear half my audience saying, all right, turn it off, turn it off. But NECA Tmnt just keeps going, and this is the Cryin Hound Deluxe figure. Now, I've seen a lot of this, and I really think it's kind of cool what they're doing with the wrestling theme that's going on. Although I'm not really in on all of it, I might pick up a couple of them. But I guess it's supposed to be coming out this week, and it's part of this whole Target Holothon geek thing that goes on. But cool stuff. Target Cowabunga collection, and they should probably start showing them at stores. So we're going to be seeing this Bat Wing for Batman animated series getting issued to Targets. I've read 2 articles about this, and I can't find price yet. I don't know what the price is. I mean, these vehicles have been relatively well priced, but this one here, I'm not sure. So it's the DC Direct one getting put back out. Still pretty excited for it. I will pick one up if it does show up at Target. If I gotta chase it down, that's gonna suck, but it looks pretty cool. Also, the figures, I kind of haven't been in on these or hit and miss on these, but some of them do look really cool. I don't know, but I'm just going to put it out like this. These are cool looking figures, and I'm not even a huge fan of animated series. But I got the Batmobile, and I got Wave 1 and a couple other figures, so I'll probably be up on some of these. But look at that Christmas Joker over there. Cool stuff. So we got pre-orders up for the Super 7 Wave 2 Conan retro figures. These are He-Man Master of the Universe style figures made by Super 7, which they had already made figures similar to this back in the day when they had the Motu license. And they're $30 each. They're going to be on card backs similar to Motu style, and that's kind of cool. But their bread and butter, it really seems like Reaction is Super 7's bread and butter. Charge $20 for a $10 figure, and that's where they make their money. But they look cool. These do look pretty cool. 5 points of articulation, just standard like they always do. And Conan. If you're a Conan collector, you're going to find there's very little product out there. In fact, Super 7 seems to be dominating Conan product. We might look back on this and be, no one made more Conan product than Super 7. By the time Super 7 is done with Silverhawks, Super 7 will have made more Silverhawks than Kenner, more Silverhawks than anyone else, and probably no one will want to make more Silverhawks than what Kenner Super 7 has done. I want to say that the VAC Metalized, I know everyone feels like it's a bait and switch or it's a gotcha, and $65 is high. I ordered 3 of each of the VAC Metalized figures, and I'm staying with that because they look awesome. They look amazing. I like the color choice. If the colors truly match what we're seeing here, they look phenomenal. And I know people are going to argue and say that Steel Wheel's not dark enough, but from the looks of this, I got to say that Bluegrass is absolutely right on, and I just like the color that Bluegrass is. Not Bluegrass, but Steel Wheel. So Steel Wheel's color looks pretty good. Now the other ones just seem like there's very little difference, slightly different shades of colors, and a different color for the tuning fork there, but there's one major omission. So the one major omission here is the toy, whatever you want to call his weapon there. Where's my beads? Well, there's no beads with this, and I've found some products that would be an appropriate substitute, but it was a lot of interesting searching to find it. But why are they not included? Why is this not part of it? This should be, if you're making the toy version, you include the toy weapon accessory. That's always how it's always been with Super 7. Always. Until this figure. And I actually fully expected it to happen. I even put a mock-up in a video, but I can't find that picture anymore. But anyway, it's an omission. Now, if you get your pre-order in at the Super 7 store, then you have to, first off, you have to pay up front for, these aren't supposed to be out till March of 2025. If they do have that fast of a turnaround, that'd be nice. And in this picture, I really like the Windhammer color, the look of Windhammer. It looks nice. I might have to pick him up again. But you get the heads, and before, the extra head sculpts really weren't that big of a deal. But when you get the vac metalized figures, the vac metal is on okay. It chips a little bit, but the paint over the vac metal is what I'm hearing is chipping the most from people. And with that, it'd be nice to have this little set. People are selling these for $40. They're not just asking 40, they're getting 40. The little head pieces. So you might want to go with Super 7 to get the heads, or pay up an extra 40 down the road. Or just not chip your face. Got to get tough. Yo, Joe. I don't think people like the Deke series so much, but this is the Marauder Slaughters, Mad Marauders, whatever. It's always going to be Slaughters Marauders. Who cares what they call it on the package? Sergeant Slaughter. Now, he looks cool. He's just a repaint of what they had before. The one that was $13 at Ollie's, it's just a repaint of that same one. I am actually starting to think that a lot of these repaints are going to be showing up cheap down the road, but I haven't pre-ordered any of them. I still think he's cool, but I'm really watching Targets just pile up on the roadblock, and I picked mine up at normal price. I'm waiting for a sale to get it adjusted, but it's just piling up at the roadblocks, and those tripwire, and they're the Tiger Force, but maybe the Mad Marauders are more popular. But that might be what's going on, but still is a cool looking figure. And shout out to Inutabi. So, quick reminder, you have less than 9 days to back the Rattler. And that's, I'm not telling you guys, I'm just reminding myself. So, you're just hearing me talk inside my head. It's still $325. I'm going to just do one. And I better get it before my premium runs out. But this is $325. And yeah, it's a great offering. I think it's priced right, the figures you get, and all of that. I mean, no one cares about the patches, but the overall package, it's all going to be unlocked by the time it's over. And I predicted that from day one because that's pretty easy prediction. The sun's going to rise tomorrow. I predict that also. But anyhow, Rattler, if just a reminder, I can talk about it again next Sunday, and there still have a couple of days. Wait, we almost made it through without Masters of the Universe news? I really feel like Motu collecting is dying fast. It's dying on the vine. Even their last crowdfund died before it started. Mantenna looks cool. This is the animated version of Mantenna. They're actually giving you 4 legs, kind of like the other one. So I don't see a whole lot of reuse from anything from Origins version. They might be doing some reuse from some of these other cartoony figures, but I don't know. It's a really cool looking figure. This came out of nowhere and surprised me, and really exciting. Pretty cool. I will probably step up and buy the rest of the cartoon collection. I'm halfway there from stuff I found in the store, a couple things I bought on BBTS. I just didn't want to start another fourth Master of the Universe line or 5th, but they look really good. It's hard to say no. Alright, so this is the PlayStation Last of Us from Spin Masters, and it's interesting, it's cool. I never actually played the game. I own a copy of it, I think, on a PlayStation 3, I think. But I never played it. Or if I did, it wasn't very long. So I don't remember much of it, but cool they're making figures if you're really interested in. I think that the Kronos figure, if they can make a classic Kronos, that thing's going to sell like hotcakes. And they really need to dig deep into the characters that are the most popular, in my opinion. Like Kronos, like a classic God of War version 1 Kronos. Alright, there's a little bit of Star Wars news, and I'm going to get into this. Before I get into the news and Star Wars, I do want to say that Star Wars really should just fall off the face of the earth for like 5 years. And it needs to just go away. Give everybody a break from it so that it's exciting again. It's not exciting right now. What's going on with it's not exciting. It's dead on the vine. And if they did it in the past, in the 80s. You had years between movies, there wasn't a lot of media, and there was really just the same stuff on the shelf, just kind of clearing out the 1980 product before Jedi came out in 83, and then you had from 83 to 99, which is dead zone for the most part. And so with that, having every 3 months another show and more product that nobody cares about coming out and coming out and coming out has turned Star Wars into a joke. I should make a whole video about it. Here we are with this Paz Vizsla, Mandalorian Warrior, and Axe Wolves. This is the Disney stuff that they're making. They're like trampling on Hasbro's feet on the toy aisle, which I do not like that they're doing that. But it is what it is. I have not bought one of these. I don't support this in the slightest. Not that I love Hasbro or anything, but I don't support this. This isn't what I collect for. Maybe it's made for the kids. It doesn't appear to be selling well. I always see it on clearance. Now this went back into stock for the Jabba the Hutt playset. Now it's said sold out again. This might just be a marketing tactic. We're going to put up 800. Or no, actually they said 700. They were going to put up 700 of these. And then when they all sell out, we're just going to let it sit. Then we'll run some more in 2025, and we'll say we only have 500, and see what happens there at $90 a pop. That's where they're at right now. That's where Hasbro is with their Star Wars. They do not want to invest in producing more than 700 of an item. It's a guaranteed sell, and the fact that they have the mold already, they've already made them. It's weird. It's just weird, but it is what it is. But the biggest news this week, Hot Toys Chewbacca, and it's with a disassembled C-3PO. And I didn't find pricing on this. I'm sure it's over $300. It looks really good. They've done a good job with this. Hot Toys stuff does look great. If you're in on the 12-inch 1/6 scale, you gotta have a lot of space, but they look really good. They look so lifelike and near perfection. I say that the Gentle Giant stuff looks pretty good too, but Hot Toys I think is the best in the game, and they are the most expensive in the game too. But this is the biggest news this week. Alright, so this is the weekly news for the first of the month, and let me know what you guys think about this. What else is going on out there that I missed? What other cool stuff is going on in the world? Like and subscribe, and Tidy Banger out.